Welcome to another exciting episode of Gem Collectors with Shawn. I am Shawn. Listen, we have got such an exciting show planned that I'm just going to jump right in here and get on the comments so we can get to the inventory. Because as Barbara reminded me that I forgot to bring the inventory I had for last week. You know, but things happen here in this magical show for a reason. And that was another reason, because all of you seem to take advantage of last week's show and got in on the markdown deals and almost had another sellout, it seems. So, as some of you commented that you couldn't find what you were looking for a couple weeks in a row now, and that's the way it's been. Today, I have exciting things. You fluorescent lovers out there that like fluorescent material, wait till you see what I have for you. You gemstone lovers, ho, over the top. So, also, guess what? Happy Memorial Day to all. Because I record this show on Thursdays, it doesn't always, I always have to think what day that you're seeing it, and you're seeing it on the big holiday weekend. So I hope all of you are enjoying the weekend, but also remember what the real meaning of Memorial Weekend is about. And that's something that you don't want to forget, as we also often do with all the holidays. We forget what Christmas is about. We forget what Easter is about, or, you know, those time of year. And so, of course, with my father having served and with my son actively serving, it is something that I never forget, and I always think of. Also to those families that end up having to suffer and pay the biggest price. And that is certainly Memorial Day is a time to remember not only those that we've said goodbye to, but the families that are still here with us, because they still are carrying that burden of that sacrifice. So remember them. And when you see active or, you don't have to wait till Veterans Day to thank a veteran. Year round, remember those families and those that, that you don't have to go too far to see a memorial cemetery. There's actually one right down the highway from me, not very far at all, and it is a Civil War memorial. And if you want to get some chills in your bones, walk around that place and put your mindset at what it must have been like then. Heavy woolen clothes, the heat of the summer. I couldn't even imagine. So anyway, I hope your weekend, you're eating good, everything, and you're, getting these shows. I noticed again, popping up early on Mondays. So we'll see what time you get this one, but no matter what time, I know that you will enjoy it. So let's get going. Okay, we don't have many comments, so they're going to go quick. Let's start off with Jimbo in Delaware. Hello, Shawn, fellow Rockhounds, and Gem Show staff. I enjoy hearing your stories about getting the material you bring to the show, and I so wish I could go into further depth of some of the stories. Over 50 years of collecting, and then, having two jewelry stores, and, being the place that all the other places sent their like I said, the estates that came to them from pawn shops to other jewelry stores, and they had rocks and minerals, and they might have been a good client of a particular jewelry store for a long time. And so they bring in, grandpa's rocks and minerals that they inherited, and, what do you do with them? Well, they have no idea beyond what maybe a crystal of a ruby might look like, or an emerald or something like that. But the kind of stuff we should, no. Regular jewelers, jewelry stores, pawn shops especially have no clue as to value. So again, I was in the right place at the right time. And again, like I explained last week, just how many different ways I got it then. But then, the weeks I was in New Zealand and, of course, stopped in the rock shops there and the Jade Center on the South Island, to Australia, spending weeks there, going out to Lightning Ridge, going down to Opal mine, actually running the, it looks like a rototiller, I guess at the end is the best thing I can say, that eats into the wall. And when you hear this chink, and you have all this material, reverberating off the walls, you're 90 feet down, and but that chink, that sound of like glass, metal hitting glass, is you can hear above all that, and that's when you shut the material down. As the material's eating, there's a 10-inch vacuum hose. That the vacuum is so powerful, it is sucking all that rock material that the auger that this is eating into the wall 90 feet straight up into a dump truck. And it's really quite something to see. And then what supports it is just the pillars that they leave as support posts, and they're usually oftentimes, a lot bigger than what a metal support with a plate on top they do in modern mines and whatnot. So the problem being, I actually saw a pillar that they're usually like 2 foot square or so, is if the pillar, especially in leaner times, contains any little seams of opal. And they told me some stories of miners that just either by need or by greed would go ahead and eat into that pillar to recover the opal and the roof of the mine coming down. So, yeah, that would be a tempting thing indeed, because there's only, I think, one thing I've seen that is stronger than gold fever, and that is opal fever. Maybe it's just localized in Lightning Ridge, but boy, those miners, they chase after opal like the rest of us would love to chase after gold. And I have had some of that fever experience, so I know it, and it is contagious. All you have to see is that opal in the wall like I did, or find a little bit of gold flakes in the bottom of your pan. That my first view of that was when I was 20 and had gone out to Colorado and to make my way. And I was going to get a job at a jewelry store out in a small town, and custom jewelry store. And it had all this, fascinations in my mind of how it was going to be. Didn't turn out that way. Ended up having to go to the big city, but immediately was still able to get a job. And so out Clear Creek Canyon, first weekend we went, and there was a guy just going through the tailings, panning through the tailings. And he took one scoop of a pan, panned it down right in front of me, and there was gold in the pan left over. I couldn't believe it. I was so right there. So what he was actually doing, he was actually selling to tourists who would stop by and chat with him. And then he'd had extra pans. He sold it very still reasonable. And with it came the lesson of how to pan. And that was really my first gold panning experience. Of course, I had screened for gemstones in Cowee Valley. Well, screening for gemstones is totally different than panning for gold. I was amazed at how much gold was left behind in the tailings. It's the road that goes right from Denver through Golden, which is, of course, brewery, and the Colorado School of Mines, which I was actually accepted to, and the New Mexico School of Mines, which my parents wanted me to do just to go that far in case I wanted to go to college. I didn't. I was already a goldsmith and a lapidary by then. So, but they wanted me to apply, and I was accepted to both, and that's as far as I took it. But when I got out there at 20 and saw how they would take these field trips, the professors out to the same canyon and the same up to Black Hawk, and where they totally changed it now, but it's remade it into an old mining town, added gambling. I guess it made it more real, actually. These groups of kids with their professors, geology students, and grouped together looking at the geology of rock walls and whatnot as I drove by and things. It's like, oh, that could be me. But hey, no regrets. Took a great path. I couldn't ask for more. I have gotten out a lot, except to be able to share more stories with all of you on actual items, or items that represent actual things and places that I've been. Okay, so let's finish up here. So Jimbo said, after hearing that, like to hear about the stories of the material I bring to the show, great buys. Thank you for that. Trivia question. So the trivia questions were, what mineral is the amylite and shell of other cephalopods fossils mainly composed of? Answer being aragonite, which is a polymorph of calcite. In other words, the same formula, chemical formula, just a different crystal system. Then the other question was, name 3 gem / or minerals that are playchroic. And with that, I meant playchroic or dichroic, and meaning, which means, of course, that they change color with the direction that you look at the stone through. So there are a lot of different answers. So here's where iolite, tanzanite, and andalusite. Getting them right. Best wishes to all. Take care as you walk around. Keep your eyes to the ground. Who knows what's to be found? Jimbo in Delaware. Well done there. Miss Barbara in Brooklyn. Hi, Professor Shawn, Raven, GSN crew, and the whole Rock family. Thanks for the coast polishing tips. Those are about the garnets. Hardness and grain size, of course. Duh. Exactly. You can have the hardness correct to work for you. But if the grain size of it is too large, then you're going to scratch and mar the piece up. Just like diamond. Diamond can do everything from grind and cut something really fast to polish something to a really high finish. It depends on the mesh or the micron size. And they're 2 alternate numbers. So you can actually, if one is in mesh, you can actually transpose it to micron size and vice versa, depending on. So you can look that up to get that translation of micron to mesh or mesh to micron. So the diamond, of course, compound is very inexpensive now, and price is coming down as more and more synthetic lab-grown diamond factories come online. But there is another thing I just read in a daily industry update that I get. And it is a South Korean scientist and group figured out how to grow diamonds at ambient temperature, meaning the temperature in the room, or the temperature around you, ambient temperature, and at regular pressure. The problem about diamonds and the growth of diamonds has always been, and it's true, along with zircons, they're deep mantle gems. They're created deep in the earth where there's a lot of pressure and high temperature. And that's why they have the HPHT method of growing them, which is high pressure, high temperature. And then the CVD method, chemical vapor deposition, that also, both of them take pressures and temperatures outside of the norm. So they figured out a way to do it. I would love to be in these labs getting to play with these kind of elements with gallium and just a pinch, sound like, a recipe of silicon with a pressurized methane gas and carbon, of course. And they, within 15 minutes, developed, they were really fine. You have to really look at them under magnification, but developed a whole plate of seed crystals without needing a seed crystal to start the growth. which is another thing often in the process of creating lab-grown diamonds. So when I read that, I thought, wow, that is amazing. Because the thing about diamonds always has been, you know, deep grown, had to be under all these certain conditions that were difficult to replicate on the surface of the earth. But they figured it out. But now, to be able to grow them at ambient temperatures and pressure, now you know why I put in my description to the diamond cell, earth mined. Because other than that, the diamond market in the future is going to change. And it is already morphing with these others. And now when that method, which is already proven possible, becomes available on a commercial basis, we'll see what happens. All I know is I know my diamond compound isn't going to be going up in price, and I'll be able to get diamond powder to be able to use in my tumblers for polishing corundum and all kinds of other fun things. So just a little extra information there regarding diamonds and grain size, mesh, and micron. And boy, the stuff that comes out of my mouth. There's Astrophyllite article by Cutter Ross Kenneth in the June Rock and Gem, as well as a parting shot photo of a Tampa Bay coral geode. Very cool. If you do not have the Rock and Gem magazine, it is $24 a year. It comes out every month, and amazing information and resources, and highly recommend it to everybody. And if nothing else, just to support the particular magazine, to not so they don't fold like so many other publications have over the years with the coming of the internet. As to the trivia, aragonite makes up ammonite shell, and since you asked for playchroic, dichroic in parentheses, gems and minerals, how about epidoaxonite and kunzite? 3 unusual different ones, and very, very strong in the dichroic, playchroic ways. Trichroic would be tanzanite, andalusite, and iolite. Very good. So trichroic, of course, being playchroic. So don't forget the basket of new merchandise. She reminds me, and I did not. So we have basically 2 shows we're going to try to get in, plus a Memorial Day sale. Let's see. We better get going. But I love to share information. On the go, so gotta scoot. Be well all, Miss Barbara from Brooklyn, and that's me. I gotta scoot along here too. Cindy in Pennsylvania. Hello, Rock Family. Marvelous show. Another learning moment that I will keep stored in the brain. Aventurine has fuchsite, or fuchsite, that creates the reflective effect throughout. And remember, fuchsite is a variety of mica, and it's a chromium-based variety of mica, and can be of a greenish color. But you've seen it here. You've seen me offer rubies in fuchsite and that kind of material from India. But she goes on to say, I bought a cute ghost carving that I thought was fluorite. The vendor said, nope, it's aventurine. So after you mentioned that you put the aventurine in the emerald parcel and that it had the reflective effect, I got the cute little guy out, and sure enough, his glittery spookiness was right in front of me. I will never have a problem deciding if something is aventurine versus fluorite ever again. See how quickly you can learn something like that and register it in the brain. Now, a little test, because there's such a big difference in hardness, would be any piece of metal would scratch fluorite and not the quartz. So you could always test it for that. After purchase, or ask permission ahead of time if you want to verify something, if you're going to do a little scratch test on a place on it. But I'm sure for the cost it wasn't much, and worth it either way. But now you know. Trivia, aragonite. And then for the playchroic, epidote, iolite, kunzite. I wear my iolite heart / 4-leaf clover pendant I got from you all the time. Have a great week, all. Cindy in South Central Pennsylvania. Cindy, you didn't tell me what your favorite item was. See, I remember those things. So, the 4-leaf clover, I remember that piece, actually. What a deal. You got on it. Miss Elisa in Florida. Hello, Professor Shawn, the lovely Raven, GSN crew, and Rock family. Wow, Professor. 2 weeks in a row, I called to order multiple items, but they were already gone. This is where I feel really bad about the show. You know, it's nice, you know, so she goes on to say, I am happy for you, but sad for me, since that means I missed out on the baculite. Who knows? Maybe you'll find more in a box. That is absolutely possible. And now that I know that you want one, I actually have, it's not a box, it's a huge metal, the size of like an army, what do they call it? Crate. I don't know. It's one of the metal crates that I got the shipment from India in the sea freight shipment. And I actually have 2 of them. And because I had bought these batches of fossils, again, these estate batches, and literally just took them, packed them into these metal boxes, and have not opened them since. Yeah. And all of it is actually found by the people themselves, and there's labels with it, which is really neat. You know, they weren't purchased, they were actually found and discovered. So, you know, the baculite, that was actually here in the United States. You never know what they're going to find. You never know what I'm going to find. It's like mining in the basement. Let's see. I love the gemstone pictures and have a small wooden jewelry box with a gemstone image on its lid. They are beautiful. My answer to this week's trivia questions are aragonite, tourmaline, epidote, andalusite, alexandrite, kyanite, and iolite are just a few that comes to mind. My favorite item of the week is goshenite, the other item I missed out on. Did you get that? The goshenite. You all know that I showed that goshenite crystal a few times, stressed how rare and unique it was. And nobody got it. And granted, I think I marked it down, but there wasn't really much room to mark it down much. I don't know. I don't think price made was the difference. If it was, I'm the one that took the hit on it, because I should have never sold it for even at the original price. But that was such a great and unique, rare crystal. I could not believe it hadn't sold at pretty much any price. Goshenite, you know, that is clear beryl. Remember, so beryl being allochromatic, meaning it in its pure form, without any impurities chemically, it's clear. But so to find goshenite, clear beryl is really, really rare. It is almost always colored to some extent. It's just like clear garnet. I mean, as a type of hessonite is the only way that you find that. And that is one of the rarest garnets there are. And I actually had all those hessonites, I tumbled them, and I separated them, and the clear ones, well, I guess I should say Grosswood, from the others, because there's enough. And I actually parceled out some and should never have sold a single one. Anyway, especially it's my birthstone, right? Miss Penny in Quebec says, hello, Shawn, the lovely Raven, amazing GSN crew and fellow rock hounds. I hope everyone is well. Shawn, thank you for another great show. Trivia, aragonite, iolite, tourmaline, and tanzanite. Very good. Since I am now home on sick leave, yes, Miss Penny, prayers and thoughts to you. I hope you continue and are healing. I can watch your show on Monday or the latest Tuesday morning. Then I'm bored the rest of the week and I end up ordering things. That's okay. Thank you for the pricing. Oh, that was on your work order. Yep. Once again, I missed out on the 2 Croy opals. Eventually, I will get a couple. If I would have known that those would have worked for you specifically, I would have held them and as such. But I didn't have an $8 opal, so I didn't know if they would work for you or not. We'll see if I have anything else, and then I'll specifically target it for you. I was hoping that you would, you know, get the notification of the show and be able to get them or see them and decide first. I would definitely be interested in the crushed tourmaline and apatite parcels. If you have some inexpensive crushed black spanel or shoral tourmaline and something in yellow, I would like those as well. I would look for some white quartz in a couple of local stores. I found a video on gem painting in Vietnam. Amazing work. I'll collect everything, and once I finish a few other projects I have, I will concentrate on the gemstone painting. Thanks again, and wishing everyone a wonderful week. Hope to see you next week. Miss Penny, I know that exact Vietnamese video that you watch, and that is the one I recommend everyone find. That video if you want a really good overall wraparound understanding of gemstone painting. I'll showcase that picture again so everyone has a couple shows in case you miss a show to see exactly what I'm referring to, because I've been talking about this gemstone painting for years. And I've never found one to bring into you, even though I knew I had some at home. This one has a cracked glass on it, and so that's why I didn't sell it then. But I have some that aren't of our own personal ones. Ray was in mine. So they were tigers and whatnot. But like I said, they can do even portraits. So the Vietnam, the one plant or one manufacturer, I don't know what the word is. The one place that was making them was in Thailand, and it actually went out of business for whatever reason. I mean, remember, it counts on a supply of little bitty leftover pieces, like I showed you in the apatite and whatnot. And if cutting maybe slows down, you don't have as much. And remember, it was a commercial operation, so they made a lot of paintings, which takes a lot of crushed gemstones. So maybe if the other cutting centers weren't cutting as much or whatnot, I'm not sure why, because I think it was a really neat, clever, wonderful way to use up those type of leftover pieces. Now, Miss Penny, I don't want you going out and paying a lot of money for quartz to smash it up. So again, if you want something for like a background, if you want little crushed pieces bigger than the size of sand grains, then yeah, you got to do your own smashing of some type of natural quartz. But use like a bowl quartz, a non-crystalline type of quartz. You can even find your own quartz. I know I can go out in my backwoods and find clear quartz, but of course I'm in a gold mining district where that's what they looked for, was white quartz or quartz veins that had and would have gold in it. So there's actually, you could go in not far, well, in my backyard and just not far beyond, where you have those test pits where they find a quartz vein, they start digging it, hoping to find gold in pick it up to find gold in part of the vein. After only so far, if they don't, they quit. But what they leave behind are these big chunks of what is known, what we call as bowl quartz. This is just massive quartz. And yeah, you can smash that up. But if you want it for just background sand, just go get a bag of white sand at your home store. And that would be a good way to do it if that's what you need it for. Because sand is quartz, so you're still using a natural product. So that would be okay. So let's see. I'm glad you found that, because that was great that you found the video on the Vietnamese gemstone painting, because that is the exact one I have watched before. I find it fascinating, and I want to actually make these paintings myself. And I'm going to regret selling off some of these items that I've been trying to sell you for years. But now, as I've gotten older, I realize maybe I'm closer time-wise to be able to sit down and make something like that myself. But if I do, it wouldn't ever be anything I'd want to sell. So, and as I get older, I need to find things I can sell and make money. Yeah, so I have some things that'll work. I have hessonite. Remember those hessonite garnet parcels, the rough garnet? And Raven said I had some here, but if not, I'll come up with something there for you. And I have shoral. I'll show you too. Okay, so we had everybody that wrote in was got the answers correct. So we assign a number to each name and then draw that name, and the magic of the show does the rest. And this week, that magical winner is, Dave, I might have messed this up. I turned the light on. The magical winner for the show this week, Miss Barbara. Let me show you what you have won, Miss Barbara. Check this out. Look at this. This is Brazilian quartz and hematite. So this is a piece I've never shown. I was going to, I thought, no, you know what? This is so cool. I'm just going to give it away. The yellow is the hematite that is making it that color. And it is a real different color. It's not an orange. It is, for quartz, a color you don't normally see, which isn't like the yellow of a citrine. When you look at this close, you'll find it has, look at these well-shaped crystals, where exactly the coloring is come from. But this was just a really well-shaped, small, but incredibly beautiful cluster. So you'll see down in the quartz, the yellow doesn't go throughout. It's just certain little areas, just like you would see a red hematite. I'm going to show you something else in quartz that you may never have really seen before, a mineral you probably have never heard before, except right here. Even Asif knows how to pronounce a very difficult mineral in another quartz specimen I'm going to show you here in just a moment. It's not in this one. Hematite is in this one. But I have one that pyrogerite is in it. What? Exactly. All right. Well, congratulations, Miss Barbara. Let me put this away, and we'll be right back with the start of the show. Check this beauty out. Peruvian rhodochrosite. Now, actually, you know, so this is what, when two rockhounds are together, and, you know, so Raven's getting ready for work. I'm sitting doing comments and whatnot. So, you know, I'm on the bed because, you know, my back and whatnot. It's just an easier place to work. It's like a big table. So, and I can put all my special lighting. I have a table I bring next to it with a printer. And anyway, so Raven's in the bathroom getting ready. I'm doing my thing. And our conversation ends up to be about just rocks and minerals. So that's, you know, it's not just here. And by the way, if you want to find or hear Raven, she won't be on Sam's show anymore. She's going to be on Zenove's show. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar. If you haven't caught Zenove's show, please do. He has so many other vendors here at Gem Shopping. He has outstanding inventory and some really unique and rare gemstones as well. So just want to let you know, if you hear her name mentioned on those shows, that is, especially if you hear Pauline with it. So she'll be working with Pauline. So that is the person you know as Raven. Okay, now, we were talking about where rhodochrosite is found. And it didn't even have anything to do with this specimen. It came up in some other conversation. And so, of course, it's always teaching. I never tell her. She always has to try to get the answers on her own. And so anyway, I completed and filled in the blanks of places. Of course, the world famous one that we all know about is the Sweet Home Mine in Colorado. But then other places, outstanding rhodochrosite, but totally different crystal system, like South Africa's rhodochrosite. It's more dogtooth crystalline style, whereas the Sweet Home Mine is more the classic rhodochrosite crystal shape, you know, monoclinic type of more like calcite formations that are not in the dogtooth type of habit. Also in China and Peru. Now, it of course has found other locations in the world, but where it's found in enough quantities that they reach the mineral community. This is Peruvian rhodochrosite, and what you're not seeing is the very subtle and light pink colors that are with these. This is them, and we're going to look at them a little closer in a minute. This specimen is stunning. It has quartz It has sphalerite, and what there wasn't room for in the description was a rare silver antimonite, well, silver sulfur antimonite. I don't know if that's exactly how the description would read chemically, but all that is in this rare mineral is silver, antimony, and sulfur. And in this particular specimen, it is as an inclusion in quartz. Let's go in a little closer and take a look. Look at these wonderful, you can see by my hand how large this is, so it's a nice size specimen. And from a distance, you could actually see the red in these crystals. Even Dave was pointing out some. Look at these. The red that you're seeing, that is the pyrrhodrite. Now, it was funny because in doing so, Asif got to listen and to the 3 different variations that were on the internet. So if I actually mispronounced that, or if I said pyrrhodrite or pyrrhodrite, those were all other ways to pronounce it. But I liked the pyrrhodrite the best. By the way, to find it yourself, Pyrrhyrite. And that is has its basis in, of course, Greek, I believe. Okay, so look at this. These are a very subtle pink rhodochrosite. You have the additional beautiful splashes of chalcopyrite on this piece, which really stands out. Look at these. Look at these beautiful clusters that are amongst the mix of quartz. And then along the edge here, you'll see a number of additional quartz crystals with that red inclusions in the base of them. And it is a bonus to have that. Now, let me turn it on its side and you can see really just how beautiful this is with all those beautiful quartz terminations showcased. And now, look at that. I love it when crystals like will hang on the tip, or look at this. So you have, look at this one. So you have a little chalcopyrite on top of rhodochrosite, which then is nestled in between quartz with another chalcopyrite. This specimen, let me show you. Okay, here we go. Here, there are other ore minerals involved. And this is a dark crystal, which most likely in this case, as you can see several others, is going to be sphalerite. But that is not the reason why I put sphalerite on the description. Let me show you the sphalerite that really stands out. There's actually a quartz crystal along here too. I found it earlier. I wanted to find it again, but I had a very strong magnification. It was right along the edge, and on the very tip of it was this teeny tiny little green crystal. And like, look at that. There's a rhodochrosite hanging on that quartz. It's on the very tip of one of these quartz. Do you see one?
See what?
To the left, this one?
The big.
The big one behind it? Well, that is a big crystal. That's one of the biggest quartz crystals there. It's actually, it looks like actually almost looks like there's 3 together, which would be quite unique in itself. It's just like that, Dave, except on the very tip of a single crystal. Let me look, one more look, then I'm going to show you what you're actually looking for. Because if you find it, it's like one of those that if you do a really close zoom in picture, would be a magazine kind of cover, because it is a incredible little tiny green crystal hanging on the very top of one of these quartz crystals along the edge. And I told myself, okay, I'll be able to find it when we showcase it, but of course I can't. So I'm going to leave it up to you as part of the challenge. Here is what you're looking for in a larger version. And survey says, look at this cluster right here. Look at this cluster, and there is others. This is a really cool example of amazing sphalerite that is green in color, which I actually have sold a stunning sphalerite specimen that had huge facet grade green crystals across it. And let me show you. Perfect. Right, let me see. Yep, that's working. Probably need some new batteries. Yeah, Dave, I think you're right. I think to use, there we go. There we go. Now you can see the greenish yellow tint to them. And that is a beautiful cluster of them. There's another single crystal right back behind them. Perfect. See, we always figure out how to bring you and feature views of crystals that no one else can bring you. It has to do with very expensive cameras and equipment. Look at this specimen. It is almost like a floater. Like, where was it attached to the wall? Maybe right here, because you have crystals growing on all other sides. That could be the only place that it could have been attached, is at each end. Wouldn't like to see what the rest of it came from. Here is a stunning piece with a very rare silver mineral, which is really cool in the pyrogerite. That is a beautiful angle to display it at, with the crystals down here on the side and up there. And wow, great focal angle there. Beautiful job there, Dave. Price on this? Well, I am going to be honest. I featured it one time before. I think everybody was sleeping. So here we go. I am going to put this on sale since it is a Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to make this beauty only, hate to do it, $98. Only $98, an excellent opportunity. Okay, now here is another. This is for the fluorescent lover in you, or anyone. Item 1181824. Let me put this one away safely, and I will bring you another stunning specimen in just a moment. Okay, we are trying to crack the code, as we have been for years, on how to bring you fluorescence correctly, and by way of what it looks like under a black light. So I have a black light on this specimen. I'm going to show you the regular color of it in just a moment. This is a stunning specimen. It is, again, depending on exact wave the light goes from a pink to a orange, because I'm looking at it here with my regular eyes, and it's orange. There's areas that are a little bit more pink. Either way, it has an extremely strong fluorescence. Okay, so now that you see, and this is calcite, and calcite becomes this fluorescence mainly when it's Manganoan calcite. In other words, oh, hold on, I haven't seen this before. This is important. Look at this edge that you're seeing right here. This is really, really cool, kind of almost a phantom. And you can see the little rhodochrosites and the little chalcopyrites. And now we're going to bring you the specimen in regular lighting. Now, here we go as we get the lights adjusted for you to what the actual color is in person, which this is calcite. There we go. We are getting it exactly. That is exactly what it looks like in natural light. Yeah, that nails it. That is exactly what your human eye will see this specimen as. Put the UV light on it, and all these calcite crystals turn very strong in and with its fluorescence. Here is an amazing specimen from the world-famous Nika mine. And in Chihuahua, Mexico, that's right. I always said it that way so I would remember how to spell it. Chihuahua. In Chihuahua, Mexico, And I used to live in Mexico, worked at I did work a whole summer, Catholic orphanage when I was 15 in a remote state, which I would never go to now, the way Mexico is in It was a eye-opening experience for a upper middle class 15-year-old to go to where I lived and slept on the floor of a former pig barn. Truly did. It was amazing. So I learned and appreciated a lot after that. This piece is from the Nika mine. If you've heard of the Nika mine before, of course you have, because it is world famous, of course, for the selenite. It's a huge cave of swords and the cave of crystals. And treat yourself. If you have not seen pictures where the humans are dwarfed by 40 and 50 foot long selenite crystals that are 2-3 feet in diameter. Another pocket has, it looks like a porcupine quill sticking out on both sides that you can go between down there. The temperature is extremely hot. And of course, the scientists, this is like a natural geode. Crystals are in the making. And the Nika mine covers several mines now, and anything mined since the 1950s is considered to be from just simply the Nika mine. It's a complex of mines that have been being mined for quite some time for ore minerals, not just selenite. Selenite and gypsum that was something that it wasn't even mined for. It's the ore body that it is in. That is, I was reading the geology of the ore body of the Nika mine, and it was just fascinating to someone like me to read how everything was formed and how everything comes together, and how the crystals will look at how many different things we're talking about here. We're talking about manganese and calcite. Now, when you look at this calcite in person, in the right lighting, you will actually see a really faint pink tint to this calcite, which is indicative of manganese and calcite. It's also known to come from there. And the strong fluorescence, which we tried to show you as well as we could, it is even a little bit more saturated than what you saw, and also a little bit more maybe orange, but really close. You can see the entire area. If it is a calcite, on this and this color calcite, it is fluorescent and strongly fluorescent. It's the manganese in the calcite that is really boosting up the fluorescence. Okay, then let me show you. Here, this specimen is so cool because the calcite crystals have these little pockets, these little openings, and in them, these chalcopyrites have formed. Look at these. They're down in these pockets. And I have never seen, okay, so look at the edge of that. You see the edge of this particular calcite right here, how flat it is, right? Let me get my light turned around so you can see it. Okay, see that is flat, all right? This is the end of this crystal. Turn it on its side. Look at that. Look at these little indentations, these little pockets, and in each one, let me get a better pointer. In each one, there is a group of chalcopyrite crystals growing in it. And this, you can see, is occurring all around this specimen. Look at this. Look at these. This is dolomite. And the color, this is what they would call as ferrous, or basically iron dolomite when you have this color. It is getting that rust and tan color. It is picking up iron from the chalcopyrite. Remember, chalcopyrite is pretty much the same formula as pyrite, except you add copper to it. Copper gives it a different crystal formation, and that's why you won't see any squares here. If you saw squares, cubes, it would be pyrite. And also the iridescence is due to the copper in it. And you have all kinds of natural iridescence. A lot of the other chalcopyrites, like a lot of the Missouri pyrites, they can be, chalcopyrites, they can be treated for some of the strong iridescence, and this is the natural thing. And it is spaced all around here. Now, the other thing you're going to see, you see these dark crystals? They're actually very tarnished. If you took something and rubbed the surface, what you would get is a very bright, shiny, lead-looking formation, and that is the galena. Right here it is. So look at that. Look at the galena, which is nothing but a lead. It's a primary lead ore, and that is also one of the ore bodies at the Nika mine. So this is the backside of it, and all of this will glow and fluoresce. There, I'm sure, is probably some other, I think there's little calcites that are dotted around, additional small calcites. I think I spotted a few. This is a fun piece. 4 different minerals that easily found, but really the primary thing that I saw, this is a cabinet size specimen, and for quality, really unique. The fluorescence is stunning. Also, the way this dolomite in these kind of sphere-shaped balls almost is an unusual formation for dolomite as well for this location, but not unheard of. Look at that. So a stunning, stunning piece. Now, the thing about this that I want to mention is I showcased this some time ago, and there was another specimen that I think got mixed up with it, and I just want to let the person know that who got the scalenahedral calcite is the description that they got. Well, it was from Villabona, Spain, and I think it was Brad. So Brad, I just want to say to you that I think you know the specimen that you got is was a better quality. So as long as it was better, more valuable, it was okay with the description getting mixed up. I know though, when you saw scalenahedral, you knew that this was not scalenahedral. So I'm just glad that you kept the specimen that you did. It was a amazing specimen from Villabona, Spain. But I wanted to also say that to let you know that I know that the description of this piece, which is the description of the specimen that you got, because this wasn't scalenahedral. And if this is the one you wanted, of course, you're welcome to send the other one back, because I know you like fluorescent minerals. And maybe this is what you wanted, got the actual one that you wanted. So if so, I am offering this one at a amazing opportunity, price-wise, and for only $118. Only $118 on this. And but the other one that you got would have been had dogtooth, of course, scalenahedral. Dogtooth, yeah, dogtooth crystals, scalenahedral crystals on it, and was and pyrite, and it was a fantastic specimen of a greater cost. So I'm glad at least that it worked out that way. But I would highly suggest you get this one. Keep the one you got. Get this one as well, or whoever else. If anyone wants this, it is a fantastic value at $118. It's a large, showy specimen from a very desirable location, and yeah, so add to it. Okay, so let me move through a couple of these big things, and then we are going to have a gem fest. This is item number 1189124. And this is, I'm adding a stand to this. You don't have that. Maybe I read that wrong. Sorry, Asif. Oh, I need new glasses. 1169124. I said 8. Sorry about that. 116.
Got it, Bill.
Yep. World class. Look at this. Look at this. Now that is a hunk of pyrite. I mean, a hunk of lapis. Now, which has pyrite, and also, this is stunning cutting rough. Oftentimes, you will get mariolite can form with this. You also see this other color blue along the edges. You'll get the some of the other friends of lapis, let's say, everything from aween. Of course, they know, lapis lazuli is actually a name that has not been accepted anymore. They have, because they have figured out that this is mostly a very sulfur dominant aween. But lapis is going to be around, used for a long time with it. Now, this specimen, world class in color. Let me just show you, if I actually show you what it looks like when it's polished or wet. The color. Look at that. Look at the clarity too. And by way of clarity, I mean the in the blue, there's very little bit of calcite and very little pyrite. So it is, look at that. Really, really high quality material. And look at this. So you're actually getting you see this? See how it's flat there, and you see this white exterior here and there? So look at how parallel those run, and along with the growth there. So you can see exactly how this was formed and how it was mined. It is as a seam. So this beautiful blue, who knows how long the seam ran, but it was from here to here for width, and wouldn't you have loved to have been the one to hit that seam? This can be displayed. Here's a wooden stand in any different number of ways, but with the stand, really classes it up. And from the only location, world famous location of Sari Song, and I have it's a stunning world class piece. I have a discount price, which I should not do on this. I've added a stand to it, and I'm going to mark the price down to only $118. And for that kind of lapis, it is a really good opportunity. Okay, let's look at this. This is an opportunity for any of you wanting to make gemstone paintings, or let's look at item 1. I'm not going to do it to you again. Also, let me 1158124. Okay, to make gemstone paintings. Penny mentioned sorrel, something she could crush up or make black for her painting, and to use natural stones. She's right. So she mentioned spanel, which would be too expensive. I have the exact perfect thing for you. And I have 2 parcels left, and I am actually going to mark them down, a sale price. Let's make these. How about this? Since it's Memorial Day, I don't feel too badly about for the others that got in our parcel. It wasn't that much more. These are going to be only $18 each, and there's only 2 of them left. Let me show them to you. It is... look at this, a bag o' crystals. I tell you what, you won't see them much against the black, so how about this? You're gonna have to put them in the bag easier. How about a whole bunch? Look at these. Look at how well. So as much as you might hate to think to smash them up, you can already see if they hang out around each other enough, you're gonna get some shards itself. So pick out the better ones for your collection to keep, and then go ahead and smash the rest, because you have 100 grams here. They're only $18. I guess 18. Just put $18 as opposed to each, because they might think it's $18 for each crystal. So $18 a parcel each. Yeah, or parcel each bag. Exactly. So here's the other bag. Same thing. Same item number. Let me make sure. Sometimes, yeah, same item number. So, and same weight. So another bag, same kind of thing. Look at these. So what a perfect timing, of course, with the magic of the show. That's what we do, is magic. When someone needs something, it just appears. And I happen to have these. I showed them a long time ago. And what a deal. For $18 to get all those crystals of sorrel. So smash up the ones you want. Smash up the ones that aren't, you know, as well shaped as others. And for only $18. So I'm glad I had something you needed. Okay, let me clean up for one moment, and then we're going to start a gemorama. I'll be right back. Look at this. I said a gemorama. How about a museum quality amethyst? Top gem, world class. There wasn't enough room to put all that information there. But what we just did for you, and it took the three of us making sure that we got the angle and lighting right to show you the most important thing about amethyst these days is to have and prove that your amethyst is genuine. This is I guess I could use the word non-negotiable when it comes to proof. It is absolute proof. When you have zoning, you see these lines? There's two types of zoning we're looking at right now. Look at this. This is such a stunning example. It would be excellent to use this huge, very expensive, valuable stone, but not at my price, for a lesson stone for zoning. So look right down here first. We have a long linear line where you can see purple on one side and you see this clearer area on the other side. But the most important one, I think, that really stands out, only at a very particular angle did I find this in searching this gem. Look at these diagonal lines going across, which of course all of you can't miss. Plus, you see the spacing of them is not regular. It is completely, different widths.
All parallel.
They're all exactly parallel. They're not curved like a synthetic corundum would be. What this was cut from was a much larger crystal. If you continue and could follow these lines, at some point you're going to get the chevron effect where the angle comes back this way to eventually, if you went all the way around, it would be a six-sided zoned piece. I looked to see if these went far enough to where it caught the angle of the crystal, but it didn't. But it has enough, because these two areas of zoning are so important. It tells anyone that this is a natural amethyst. There is so much lab-grown amethyst, it has almost ruined the amethyst market, like eventually the diamonds may happen the same way. So what becomes important are actually inclusion or zoning, which would normally you think, oh, that's not something desirable. Yes, it is anymore. And that's the first thing I look for on this old stock material. I happen to know the provenance of this piece, and it goes back many decades, and that would make sense because some still the finest amethyst to me was mined previously. Now, sure, there's still nice amethyst being mined, but when you get a piece this large that only has zoning for an inclusion, that's the inclusion if there's to be one that you want. And it's not really an inclusion. It's just a signature of its crystal growth. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn this, and we're going to have fun with it now. But that was the most important thing to show you to start with, was those two areas of color zoning, which you will want to know, whoever is lucky enough to get this amazing gem. Now, if you look at this, you don't normally see that. If I would not have pointed that out to you, it would not have been something that you would have noticed. But that's why it's important to me that you do. Look at the red flashes. Look at the blue. When you have the blue and the red in an amethyst together, that's the good stuff. And now you're also getting to see it spin, and wow. So you have a step cut oval, and that's what this cut is called. You can see why step cuts. You see those steps. Step cut is also basically what an emerald cut is. When it is cut with those straight lines in an emerald cut, those are steps as well. This is step cut. You can see I can fully call it a step cut because oftentimes they'll step cut the pavilion and will brilliant cut the crown. In this case, both are step cut, which I like. It gives you, look at the weight, 88.67 carat. This is, obviously, like I said, as time will go on, we'll get to all kinds of goodies that you never would have thought you would have seen. Let me show you from a little farther away just how stunning this is in the hand. And as a collector gem, this was actually in a piece of jewelry that had seen its better days. In other words, the stone outlasted the jewelry. And it was a beautiful, beautiful piece, diamonds, all kinds, but it was not a piece that would have sold in this day and age. It was a dated and, well, not worn out. Yeah, it just wasn't appropriate. No one would have liked it. It was a better to be used and sold as a loose gem. For me, I just wanted to own something so rare and magnificent. Look at that. Look at that. That is material to cut a stone this large. Very difficult to find. Look at how clean it is. I mean, the bigger a stone goes, remember, the more likely you're going to have flaws and inclusions. Look, you can see a little bit of the zoning from the back. That's cool. This, for having bend joint, I didn't have to recut anything, repolish it, didn't have any nicks on it. It is in exceptional condition. And you can see the size. That is where a gem like that, put in front of an amethyst crystal cluster, completes a before and after. And when you have a stone this large, I can already picture it in someone else's display case with an amethyst crystal display around it and as a centerpiece of that display. When it's that large, you don't need to get close to see it. It can be seen and noticed far away. I had a thing about just wiping this down. I kept wanting just to wipe this down when I was playing with it at home because, I don't know, it's one of those things that makes you want to keep it as, let's see. Okay, look at the blue. Oh, okay, habit of just wanting to get everything off the surface and make it sterilely clean. I have a price on this that does not reflect the actual value, okay? I have to make that clear. If this amethyst in the market, $10 a carat would be extremely inexpensive. So that would put it, you know, at $880. And, you know, amethyst of this size, rarity, blue with the red flash, has everything going for it, including the needed and necessary zoning. Anymore with, here's the thing, the market is flooded with large, incredibly beautiful color amethyst like this, and they're all lab grown. And I was going to do my lab, my amethyst lesson on soon, because I actually have a certified large, GIA certified as a synthetic amethyst that would be a great lesson stone to show you what a fake amethyst looks like. And what it looks like is exactly like this, except it is absolutely totally even in color. There's no difference any direction you look at it, no zoning, no anything. And, you know, I knew it. I've told this story before right away. And the girl that brought it into my store insisted that it was genuine. She was like to her friends, the person that knew jewelry. And so when I told her it was fake, and I said, I will offer to pay for the cert just to make my point. Because she's paid, it was about this size. She paid $2 a carat for it. And this has been like 15, 20 years ago. And insisted that it was genuine. And I insisted it wasn't. And it almost caused a problem because her mom was a really good client of mine. And of course it came back as lab grown. And the thing about it was it embarrassed her. I maybe should have never done that, but she would have gone on and continued to buy these, resell them to her friends as genuine amethyst. And yeah, technically it's genuine amethyst chemically, but it is not earth-bind amethyst, and that's the difference. So people actually put a description on the internet, genuine amethyst, and yes, technically it is genuine amethyst chemically. So it is one of the biggest fallacies in descriptions I have come across, and they can get away with it that way. It's not earth mine. It doesn't. So anyway, zoning, very important anymore. It is the only thing that determines the real from the fake in the market of amethyst, which is flooded with the fake. At $5 a carat, that stone is only $440. $5 a carat, only $440. That is a stunning opportunity. Let's go ahead and do this. $3 a carat, make it, round it down, $258. I kid you not. That's less than $3 a carat. Less than $3 a carat, $258. And I will never go less than that. It doesn't matter whether it sells or not personally. You can see yourself blue, red flash, large, clean, with zoning. That stone, market-wise, you're looking at more like 20, 25 a carat. And here's your shot at getting a quarter for a nickel, like I talk about. Let's go ahead and look at item 1181024. This is, again, something that is a description I normally don't use or put on items. It is a ring repair project, but normally these items as they state are sold as they are, which is, look at this. This is the real deal. This is a 1920s genuine estate antique ring, but the middle stone has been replaced with a opal doublet. But it's a really nice opal doublet. Now, the side stones are classic sapphires for that time period. They may be synthetic, but it wouldn't matter whether they were synthetic or genuine. One of them has a little chip, which is also very common with these sapphires. One of the biggest moneymakers I did when I had my estate jewelry store was recut for other jewelers these triangular type sapphires that have what they call a French cut. They're French cut. And this one has a little nick off the end. It's not visible from above. Yeah, this is genuine 1920s estate piece, but the middle stone has been replaced with this doublet opal, which in this case, you can see it looked like used opal on opal, but I can tell from the reflection off of the underside, and here's a little lesson for everybody, because they will often mount these like this, where you can't see the side of the stone and be able to see the layer or glue layer between the two. So in this, what you look for is the reflection of the top side of the black stone underneath, and you can see that in these other light color. And a lot of people might think that that is part of the beautiful fire that this actually has, but it is reflecting off of the underside of the other. The glue will often do that, or if they trap any air in the glue. So those of you making doublets, make sure that you press the air out. And how you do that while the glue is, and you should always dye the glue. And I can tell that they have not dyed the epoxy. See those reflections right there? The lighter color going down this way. That's the giveaway. That's the tell. And so you have to take the opal when the glue is still viscous, and you move the opal around on the top of the doublet material back and forth till you basically squeeze out there. So anyway, a stunning quality opal, even though it's a doublet. But look at the beautiful workmanship on this ring. These rings trade even without any stones in the market at a substantial price, because someone like me can completely restore it, and then the value goes up insanely on them when but as it is, how about this? As a ring repair project, I'm not going to be asking much more than really, it's a giveaway, $248. $248 for a gold ring with anything in it. Wow, look at that. Is certainly worth that. So, yeah, $248, a deal. Okay, I better get going. Oh, there are so many beautiful items here. I can't talk about them long enough, but I have to move so you can see everything. 118, 1124. Now, this, as you know, is a color of tourmaline that is very desirable right now and has been. You can find mint green tourmaline from different localities. You can find, some from locations in Africa, Madagascar. This happens to be a Brazilian gem. Look at this. Look at this. And it is the incredible, beautiful, oh, by the way, now that you know what a step cut is, here you go. Look at that. Step cut pavilion. And look at this. Like I mentioned, see how it's not a step cut crown? You should be looking at the stone, not looking at the cut. But that's different. I will talk about everything but the stone, because that's what I'm about. Everything else, the cut, where it was found, those kind of things. So you can see it's not a step cut crown. It is what they call just a standard brilliant cut. So it works great. And as we come away from this stone a bit, to show you just how brilliant this gem is. Look at that. Look at that. Now, let me show it against the hand so you get an idea of size. Don't have the ruby ring on, but have the garnet, so you can see it shows up nicely size-wise on the hand. It is, look at that, a perfect 11 by 9 for a calibrated size, so would fit mountings very easily. And look at how clean this is. Clean stone. Clean, clean, clean. I think I've heard that before. Mint green. This tourmaline, as you, many of you will already know, is not inexpensive. It is one of the very valuable colors in some of the more recent finds. And you'll hear people talk about this titanium tourmaline and all this other stuff. Titanium is found in a lot of tourmalines as a minute impurity and whatnot. So you don't go buy all that, listen to that, any big deal. If you saw and look up the formula for tourmaline, it is so long and complicated that it is misunderstood when people try to make something a big deal, like having titanium or something in it, and it's really not. So anyway, this is what it is. The color you're seeing is exactly what it is. And if you notice, it changes a little bit, because what is tourmaline? It is one of those dichroic, plate-chroic gems. And you can see it doing its thing right now, because it will go from a green, mint green, to more green, to a bluish green. And you can watch it do it while I sit here and tell you just how inexpensive that gem is. That is the ring bag. Okay, so how about this? Easily 100 a carat. You will have seen this material for, or a lot more. That would make this gem $503. $503, that is absolutely a fair price. $100 a carat is easily what this is seen for, and what you would have to pay for in a wholesale market even. So, and that's kind of what I think and deal with. All of you that get gemstones, you see how inexpensive and seldom ever is it anywhere close to retail. Seldom ever, often is it anywhere close to even a wholesale type of cost. as many of those in the know have realized just what kind of value. How about this? And this is a regretful price because to offer something like this at the price I'm going to mention, I sure hope someone scoops this up because, again, this is another gem that I will not and cannot sell any less than $176. That is $35 a carat. $35 a carat. And that is the only one that I will have. That color to offer it at that price. And again, it's not a price that's going to change. Nope. 118-0324. There's so much more I could say about it, but we'll so many more things I need to do. Look at this. This is what do I have it as? This is a specimen and cutting rough. Okay, I'll show you why. Because this was actually, look at that. Look at that. It was cut, is cut. I didn't cut it, but I got it this way. And here is a piece out of the side. So it doesn't matter. If you wire wrap this, if you bezel set this, you could clean all that up and, or just keep it as a specimen because look at that. This is your beautiful classic Mexican opal. It is in rhyolite. It is any Wello Ethiopian opal. Boy, isn't that easy to tell the difference. Hold on, let me get the pointer here. Look at this. So you have the opal mixed in with the rhyolite, which is cool. And here is another important item. The difference being where it is from what the opal is in, whether it is in some of the ironstone that you would find in Australia, as in the Koroit. See how the opal comes down in here, a little bit like Boulder opal or Koroit opal? Well, you can toss the thought of it being Australian out when you see that it is rhyolite. And you've seen rhyolite in these colors, so you should be able to recognize by now what rhyolite looks like. Remember, I've had knife handles done out of rhyolite. It can come in a lot of different forms. Rhyolite is a volcanic mineral. Look at that. Look at that. So anyway, if you just got the stone for a lesson, comparative stone for your collection, no matter what you decide, at the price of only, I know, I think I've lost my mind sometimes. What's this? That's why we had a complete sellout the other day of all items and almost a whole sellout of last week of every item shown. But I hate when people can't get what they're looking for. It's already been sold because, you know, there's not duplicates. Very seldom. Unless it's something like the showroom parcel of crystals. I had a couple of those. You know, okay, I might as well tell the price. So $24. $24. Yeah. So, yeah, Shawn's gone crazy. So, anyway, let me just move. I could yammer on. Let me show you this. 118-1724. This has been in my personal collection for I can't tell you how many decades. I had a entire like gem tray of optical property stones, you know, cat's eyes, stars, that kind of thing. Well, this is a particular gem that was named after a professor of chemistry and in the minerals and geology at Yale. His name was Silliman. And this gem named Sillimanite was named after him. Look at this. This is a cat's eye Sillimanite. And let's see. Yep, let me remove that. Look at that. Yep, that's it. Beautiful. Beautiful gem. Look at that eye. And look at, so when I turn it, that is what you want a cat's eye to do. Open and close just like a cat's eye. Look at that. So you can also tell when it is perfectly centered with the direction of the light. This has been oriented perfectly. And now, when I say lavender, you, let me bring this light in because you have to see it from a particular angle, and there's a light lavender tone to this material. You might have to be a little imaginative to see it, but it is there. But that's why it's lavender gray, mostly gray, and but there is a lavender tone to it. You probably saw it just there a minute ago. I did. And it is a stone that changes color with the direction you turn it. So you can, you can see that in it. So under a single light source, boom, what an eye. All right. There's not enough I can even charge for this gem. As beautiful as it is, the market on it is, okay. So when, I compared this gem to others for, in the marketplace, what I mostly found was stones of a carat. When you get a stone this large in this material, it makes a big difference. The bigger they are, the rarer they are. And this is a really transparent, clean stone in the world of cat's eye sillimanite. Now, here's another little thing that you may not know. If you say, I have a cat's eye, that would mean that it is the very original name that it was applied to, which was a chrysoberyl, the milk and honey material, cat's eye chrysoberyl. The only time you don't have to say what the stone is after it is if it is a chrysoberyl. Then you can say it's a cat's eye. That is for those that are in the know and of an older age, as myself is. That is the way we were understood, and in the gem trade, the meaning of cat's eye. If it is anything else but chrysoberyl, you have to include cat's eye tourmaline, cat's eye sillimanite, cat's eye, so many other stones that cat's eyes can have, cornea pine. But if you just say it's a cat's eye, it means it's a chrysoberyl. So just a little side note there. Most of the time, though, you'll still hear people say cat's eye chrysoberyl. Technically, us old-timers would know if someone said, oh, I have a cat's eye, and I was talking to another old-timer, I would know it automatically to mean that he has, that it's a chrysoberyl. So this is a cat's eye sillimanite. This is only $28. $28. To me, for the look, the size, the rarity of it, it should be a lot more. But I don't know. I think the value in the market, I don't know. I just think I probably didn't charge. But anyway, take advantage. Okay, next. 118 1224. 118 1224. I have a gem. Now, if nobody takes advantage of this stone I'm going to show you, it is going to be sold to a very well-known dealer that knows exactly the value of this material. And when I was discussing this with them the other day, remember, it's the same buyer that bought that 8 carat. He just snapped it up right away because it was so far below the wholesale market price. Well, this gem is as well. Let me show it to you first just in the gem tube. I hope that you would recognize it without any information. Give you a moment to say to yourself what that might be. And let me open this up. So this is what you need to learn, is being able to first recognize and get it down to a few minerals that you might know. I think that it is. Now, hold on. Don't pull up the info yet, because I want to show you something that is incredibly important. And that is an alternate stone or is it? So, which is what? Okay, we have 2 gems that are very close in the color range, and both can fall in each other's range, but they're different stones. I actually showed this to a top gemologist method, and they had never seen this quick method done before. On that big 8 carat, I was asked, well, is it genuine? Have you checked the RI and, refractory index and of course, but there's one thing when it comes to orange stones, and it is definitive. And normally you cannot normally use this method, what I'm going to show you, as a definitive method, but in rich orange stones only is this method possible for determining what they are. And so let me show you. I bring in the old trusty magnet. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to put this magnet up to this gem. Look at that. There is no magnetic response, even though iron often has something to do with the coloring of it. But there is absolutely no magnetic response to an N52 neodymium magnet. Now let's go to this gem and let's see what happens. Boom. That is not even a drag. That is called a pickup. That is a pickup response to this magnet. Obviously, very magnetic. And you think, oh, it must have iron in it. No. One of the most magnetic metals there is Mn+2. Is manganese. And the 2+ is the valence. Don't worry about that. We don't have to get into that. It's the manganese. It, therefore, is a spessartine garnet. We'll pull the info up for you now and show you the specifics of it. Look at this stone. Yes, sir. Which I may not have. Yeah, sorry about that. I probably gave you 118, 1224. Yep. Oh, good. I'm glad you actually got the wrong info then, because that way it didn't tell them ahead of time what it was. So that was meant to be the magic of the show. So this is a citrine. A citrine. Look at how close in color. It could easily look like exactly like a spessartine or even a hessonite garnet. But the strong pickup response of a spessartine garnet tells you that it is exactly that. And look at that color. Look at this stone. And here, let me hold it up next to my non-spessartine garnet for the size. Beautiful. Beautiful saturation to this gem. And wholesale, and this is true story, I just talked to probably the king of spessartine. Someone like Miss Gabby actually would know who this is that I am referencing, and actually knows then probably where the 8 carat went. So if I can, she knows this person I'm referencing, and a very shrewd buyer. If I can sell to him, then the price is right. And so this spessartine, it was told to me by the king of spessartine, the wholesale pricing on it is, this is wholesale pricing, $300 to $400 a carat. And I mean, I know, because when he pulled out his collections of spessartine, matched suite of colors, it was like, but this person is very much in the know. And so if none of you, and even though, yeah, that's the thing about my show. I'm offering these opportunities to you guys first. And that's why you also only may see them once. Because I think I told you before that on items that I would make only available for 1 or 2 weeks instead of the longer memo like on most items. This gem, I hope one of you takes advantage of the opportunity, because I'm offering it for only the very lucky numbered, auspicious numbered price of only $278. $278. That is less than $90 a carat. Less than $90 a carat for something that you, as a wholesaler, as someone in the business, would have to pay $300 to $400 a carat for. And so it is, again, super special opportunity, just as that amethyst is. Anytime, if you could buy a quarter for a nickel, wouldn't you do it? Of course you would. And this is what I'm offering again. But again, you know, if you wait 2 weeks, it'll, you know, don't wait 2 weeks, because I will probably pull it out of the inventory and offer it to a, you know, this is all part of, you know, Shawn needing his teeth, Shawn needing to get the air conditioner fixed in his truck. You know, I'm in Georgia. Yeah. Can't survive in Georgia in the summer driving without an air conditioner. So I am in the need, and that is transfers to a stunning opportunity on an amethyst, stunning opportunity on a specialty, and I'm going to top that. Wait till you see this. 1181424. Here is a world-class, and hold on the information on that for just a minute, Asif. I am going to play the same opportunity so everyone gets a chance to figure it out for themselves for a moment. What am I? Okay. Look at that. That's a quick, it gives you a reference for size when I use the gem tube also, because a lot of you are familiar with that. Look at this stone. Look at that. It is remarkable. And another one of those when I just always want to keep wiping this down. Now, this gem has a lot of interesting aspects to it. For one, its origin. Let's take a look at this, and I love this. Years ago, you saw a lot of these in the market. I have a feeling a lot of you are going to know what this is. Okay, pull up the graphics. Boom! Burma Spanel. The origin, Burma. How? Well, I happen to know, of course, the origin anyway, but without having to do any kind of determinations. Here is some of the ways of what a Burma Spanel should do. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Okay, no magnetic response. All right. And if I could show you on this one, but we won't mess with that right now. But take my word for it. It has a stunning fluorescence, a amazing, beautiful, really beautiful fluorescence. So what does that tell you? Well, it should tell you, tells me, that it has what it is supposed to have to be fluorescent. It has no iron in it. Iron quenches fluorescence. The presence of iron will, if a gem is fluorescent and you have impurities of iron in it, it will totally choke out the fluorescence. When this is that fluorescent, it is due to chrome, not iron. And no magnetism is typical of a Burma Spanel. A Spanel is a magnesium Al2O4. So it's a magnesium aluminum oxide. And remember, corundum is Al2O3. Chromite is FeCr2O4. Magnetite, Fe3O4. It actually belongs to, the Spanel belongs, oddly enough, to a completely different family than you would think. And it is in the family of chromite and magnetite. I was looking up on another network that sells gemstones, and a 90-point Burma Spanel, just a particular one with inclusions, nothing great, poor cut, and that gem was it was $126. So what is that? $120 a carat, whatever it is, $125 a carat. A 75-point stone was over $100 a carat. These were tiny, tiny gems. A 75-point Mahenge, which is Tanzania, Mahenge Tanzanian spanel. It was kind of pretty. Nothing still as bright and beautiful as this stone, but it was $352. That is over it's like $450 a carat. And actually close to $500 a carat. And that was a 75-point stone, not even a carat. Look at the size of this, 4.64. And here's the interesting thing. Look at the girdle. It's a thick girdle, the part that goes around the stone. Look at the ends. I'm going to tell you why that's important. Look at how thick that is. Let me grab this from the end like this. So look at if I can catch the light on the girdle. Well, there you go. You can see it. Look at how thick that is. In the world of fasting, that is a really thick girdle. You know why that's important? Because if you wanted to recut it and still, you'd be able to keep it over 4 carats and recut it for any reason. That thick girdle gives you the ability to not touch the dimensions at all. So it stays the same dimensionally when you look at it from above. And I was actually thinking about this, except time-wise, I'm just limited, about doing this and recutting it just to see what I could do. It is a beautiful, brilliant stone, nevertheless, without having to recut it. But there was just, let me show it on the hand. And you get to see, look at how big that is. Look at how beautiful that is. I mean, actually, compared to my red ruby, this would be an amazing gem. Spanel, hardness of 8. So it's a hard stone. It's going to wear well. I think there was only 1 or 2 little tiny scratches or places on it. I don't really see it offhand right now. So, but, you know, that would be cleaned up to recut it. You know, the only reason I say that is because it has a native cut. So it's got a native cut. Here's the other thing. Look at the difference in the color as you turn it. So orange, a little bit of pink. This is a amazing opportunity price-wise. Without a doubt, this size stone, $1,000 a carat, $4,640. At $1,000 a carat, that is the range and the value, and that would be cheap. This $2,000 a carat is more of what I'd see it at. So at $1,000 a carat, that is a very fair price. Oh, did you see that in the girdle? You see there's a couple little, there you see them. It happens to be just at the right angle. Let me, as that turns, or actually let me just turn that off and I'll turn it. You can see those little straight lines? They're actually, I didn't even know they showed up like that. At the edge of the stone, and it is the way they're bouncing and reflecting back, but it's a good way for you to see it because you couldn't see it at any other angle. They're really minute, and they're actually at the edge near the girdle, and they're not visible in any way except showing it to you like that. So, also, that's a good thing. Inclusions are a good thing with all the synthetics in the market and what they're doing with gemstones anymore. Remember, I am an inclusion of the month kind of guy. So when I see that, I like that. I like a couple little inclusions that tell me everything I need to know when it comes to lab grown or the real deal. There's a lot of other things that tell me it's the real deal as well. But this is old material. It is, here, let me show you. Maybe I think I put that information in wrong. It's very fluorescent and it is not, hold on, it's my, not magnetic. So I meant to put not, that's my fault, awesome. So non-magnetic. I basically put it in there so I would remember to bring it up. So it is non-magnetic with fluorescence. Thank you. That was bugging me. And that both are important to know. Both are important to know. Okay, so this is another one that it will be sold directly to the same person that bought that 8 carat, but I thought it would be only fair if, I didn't offer that 8 carat to all of you, but I am offering this before anyone else has had the opportunity. And this is one of those deals that comparatively it is so inexpensive. Another auspicious price, lucky numbers. And I can't believe I'm even going to do this. $1,578. $1,578. What is that per carat? Let's see, 300. See, I didn't even do a per carat. I don't even go by that. 350. You know, I don't know. I don't have a thing. But okay, so 400 carat would be say $1,800 and something dollars. 300 carat would be $1,450 something dollars. So like $350 a carat. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It is cheap. It is very inexpensive, and it's not going to get any less than that. So it's not even going to be available a second time around. It is this one time around, and it is after that gone. Item number 1180224. I'm going to show you something really fun and different. And this is for anybody that plays around with jewelry or anyone that just wants something really cool. Look at these amethyst briolets that they are with 14 karat gold. The 6.63 carat is the total weight of the amethyst and the gold and everything, I think, because I wouldn't know the exact weight of the amethyst. So that just gives you an idea. Look at this. So these already have the gold caps, the gold ends with the ring. There's two that match, or maybe there's two pair. Yeah, here it is. So there's two pair. And how cool is that? And look at the colors. So you could make dangle earrings, easily put them on anything you want. Briolets are difficult to cut. Here's a big center one if you want to make a pendant with earrings to match. I don't know. There's all kinds you can do with it. And the price I'm asking is probably about the value of the gold, actually. So if you want in on these, how about this? This is never showed these before, but it seems like I'm offering them up at a sale price already at $68. $68. That is a opportunity on something really cool. And if you had to actually think about everything you have to go through to create them and make something like that. Okay. I have a lot to clean up right now for the moment. I'll be back in just a second. All right. For those of you that want to do the crushed gemstones, or if you just want something unique and rare, you know the Black Princess, quote, ruby in the crown jewels being in the crown itself was thought to be a ruby for so long and turned out to be a spanel. Well, guess what? It is a spanel from Tajikistan, where these are from. What an unusual place. Look at these. It'd almost be a shame to, but you know, I was going to tumble them, but to use them and crush them up for a gemstone painting would be just as fine use of them, I think. What a great pink material, and how unique is that? Okay, so for the price, we're going to roll. I got so much to do. $28. $28. The next stone. Here we go. I'm going to show these. I don't think I'm going to take them out. Mariolite. It is ultra fluorescent. 1180624. And this is one very unique stone. So hold on. Let me do all this right here in front of your eyes. What good is that for, Shawn, if you're going to spill them? All right, so by the way, you saw how I did that. Put the stones in there, lid down. That's the same way you take them off. You take them lid down, pull them off like that so you don't go everywhere. All right, look at these. Mariolite. Mariolite. These are completely clear. Mix of three stones. Look at the round one, actually. Look at how well it cut. Mariolite is a member of the scapolite family. Look at how perfectly clear white. There is no tint of color in these gems, but fluorescent, Holy moly, are they fluorescent. They have a stunning, look at how beautiful those three are. Orange. I mean a bright, look at this. At the bottom, long wave. Under UV light, long wave, it's yellow. Under short wave, they are red, orange. How unique is that? How about all three? All three of these. Shawn, you are, okay, hold on. All three of these for only, what? What have I done here? Okay. Wow. Okay. All three of these for $28. $28. That's an amazing opportunity. Okay. Let's look at this next one because I know someone would get 11805. Oh, hold on. Dang it. I'm so sorry. That's the other thing I need is new glasses. New teeth, new glass, 1180524. So need I say more? If you're wondering why some of these items are a deal, it's because it's a necessity. It's out of necessity and to your advantage. Look at this, 3 emerald cuts. I'm not gonna take these out. I don't have time. You saw what the others, these are clean. These are amazing opportunity. There's 2 stones that match to the left. It looks like they're, and yeah, same thing. 3 stones, extremely fluorescent, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And price on these, I don't know. Let's see, we have a mixed 3 stone fast. So amazingly, it seems like they weighed the same. I'm just checking that to make sure. It doesn't matter what they weigh. I'm sure the weight is correct. $28. $28. And it's just odd that 3 stones, again, would weigh the same thing as the first 3 stones. But that is this show. And it's oddity. And the oddness starts with the host. And, you know, eccentricities run in my family. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Okay, now. So this for, okay. What else do you know about Marilite? Marilite, okay, member of the scapolite group. It is a hardness of 5.5 to 6 or so. It's a sodium aluminum silicate with chlorine. They probably call it a chlorosilicate or something like that. Let me show you. The last parcel I'm offering, 1180724. 1180724. And this one is going to be, hopefully it's not the same weight, then I'll know that I messed up. Okay, so 2.40 carat in 2 stones. Look at this. Look at those. Wow. Beautiful. One's a checkerboard cut, the other just a oval brilliant, and the price is right, making it another deal at $28. So, it's not a matter of price. They're all the same. It's a matter of 3 different choices. And I know that someone would have wanted one because I had a few of these, so I'm offering more so that maybe someone doesn't miss out. Okay, move on, Shawn. I'll start talking to myself in a moment. Okay, item 1181524. You know, so every day, of course, Raven comes over here to gem shopping and has been for so many years, is loved by everyone, more so than even myself. Imagine that. And so I am home alone a lot, and luckily, of course, you know, I'm business at home and do all this. I talk to myself. Oh yeah, I'll say things a lot. And I use my hands. I got that from my mom. Look at this. Look at this parcel. I'm not going to take these out. Those of you that have bought the diamonds before know that I am straight up about color and clarity. You can see how white these are. And if I actually put them on one of these cream colored backgrounds, they look even whiter. So I'm showing it to you against black. It would show the color. These are SI, which is going to save you some money. They're 1.4 millimeter on the smallest. The biggest one you see there in the middle is actually 2.3 millimeters. I put 2.2 because there's more 2.2s and that one bigger one in the middle. So you can see these came out of an item where the diamonds matched up on either side of the piece. So you have equal number of same size stones, and they're great all around for quality, color. It's just a nice combination of stones to work with. And truly, the wholesale, again, on diamonds like this, the minimum is $400 to $500 a carat, and they're, of course, earth mined. I'm just going to put that because that is anymore what says it all. Here we go. Only $148. $148. Oh, dude, I even have the diamond weight there. It is 0.75 carat. 0.75 carat. And so that's 3/4 of a carat. So basically, that is just under $200 a carat. And I think someone's out there buying up all the diamonds I show, which they are very wise. They are in the know as to diamond prices. Or you can just compare that same thing, go on the internet, go anywhere else, and you will see just how inexpensive I'm offering these. Let me see. No, Dave's not getting nervous yet. See, Dave goes from this job, he goes to do camera work on the shows upstairs after this, so that's why we always have to end at a certain time. Unless sometimes Austin lets me have a little bit of time when he does both. 118-1324. He's such a nice guy. Sorry about that. I'm talking too fast. 118-1324. I'm always happy when I can actually read the number without using magnification. Look at this. Okay, so talk about this a minute. Look at that. Now, boom. This is again, that really valuable color in amethyst, and it has the magic of the zoning to it. Look, this is really intense. Now, if I didn't know better, I could say that was Uruguayan, but I happen to know that this is actually a really fine Brazilian piece. It has the red flash, the blue flash, and at the end, you can see, oh, look at that. Oh, that makes me so happy because I'm a weirdo like that. Look at that. It has what I was talking to you about. You see that chevron, you see that crystalline angle. You can actually, this is probably would be a great lesson stone. Count 6 sides to that bottom piece, the hexagonal shape of quartz. So look at that. You can see right there in the background, those angles. And then look at that. You have another one like a chevron, what they call chevron amethyst, when you have repeating patterns like that. How cool is that piece? That's a beautiful stone, and of course it is cut well because it won't show that zoning when you look at it straight down on the piece. Here we go. This is for somebody that wants a really nice stone for not a big price because it is only, I had to get below, it is only $19. Yep. I know. Shawn has lost his mind. But that's why you guys love this show and compliment me about the pricing. 118-0424. I am not even getting to some of the sale items when I wanted. I am showing you all new items you have not seen before. Now, I know that my chocolate opal lovers will like this, including Mr. Anthony. Look at this. You can see by the size of it. Relative to the tube, I will take it out for just a moment. Of course, the classic chocolate opals from the Macesso opals will have crazing in them. That's just expected of them. Look at that. That is a stunning piece. Look at the back side, or is this the front side? The crazing is just natural to the stone. It's just part of it and to be expected. So beautiful. Use it one side or the other, it doesn't matter. I love chocolate opals. Anthony has got good taste because I've been into these for many, many years before anyone else was. And I was able to get them at some very inexpensive pricing, but I can't do that anymore. People have caught on to really just how beautiful some of these are. How about this, though? I am still going to make it a bargain at only, you won't believe this, at only $48. $48. And that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful double-sided stone. And wow. Look at the 9.9. So that, what is that, $5 a carat? Something like that? Wow. So while we're on opal, 1180124. Remember, it is my favorite stone. It is my son's birthstone. It is my mom's birthstone. And it is what I loved. I took special opal cutting lessons at 13 years old, and, you know, then on to doubling and whatnot. Let me show you this. So we're going around the world with opals. Check this out. Look at this. So I did some more homework on this piece, and wow, look at what this is. This is a Mexican fire opal on black onyx. So it's a doublet. The giveaway, the tell, again, someone did a great job. You know, the Mexican opals, on the crystal opals, they will do just like Australian opals, especially the boulders and all. They'll cut out like this. There was probably some, you know, rhyolite or clay here or something, and remove it so you get these different freeform shapes. Look at how thick the opal is. So it's a big, thick piece of opal that they used. Now, where they went wrong was they didn't know how to make doublets and get the air out of it. You can see right there. So if this was bezel set, I would actually be able to look at this from above. And, you know, and if the back was closed in, which the Australians often are bad about doing that at the tourist shop. So I went and looked. This one, they did dye the glue a little bit, but not enough. Look at that right there. You can see air bubbles. So there's the tell. That's a lesson stone for you. Also, it is an estate stone. It is, if you want to take the black onyx off, that is something that I'd actually, if I had it, I would consider doing, because I think the piece of opal as it is thick enough, and it is a stunning, beautiful fire. Now, when it goes totally clear, it could be like contraloose, where you don't see the fire unless there is something back behind it. But we won't get into contraloose at the moment. We are trying to show you as many items as we can. So this guy is a deal, because I'm offering it for only I don't know, $36. $36. And, you know, can't go lower than that in the future. That is a deal. That is a deal. Now, something you haven't seen, 1181624. I don't think I've ever shown this stone before on this show. You're probably wondering, what have you not shown us ever before? Well, I'm not going to take these out. Don't have time. But look at this. Dave, work your magic. Boom. I just took the light away. Thanks. Cat's eye. Tanzanian cat's eye. Opal. Cat's eye opal. Yeah, so, you know, like opal, like fire opal, doesn't have the player color. Opal is a chemical formula. So you can have opals that don't have a player color, don't look anything like an opal, as are these. What two great collector stones for your collection. These are also me divulging and selling off some of my optical stone, phenomenon stone collection. And these were part of that collection. So yeah, we're just now touching a little bit on that in the sillimanite. And now these, so making these your opportunity of only $26. $26 for the pair. And how unique and different are they, huh? Now, let me show item 1114923 again. Since all of you, and I'm going to show that picture real quick for a moment. Here, now maybe someone will take the, you do have it or don't? Let me look at it again. I'm sorry. 1114923. I said something different probably.
111.
Yes, sir. Here we go. The last I have of the parcel of peridot. And look at, these are stunning. Arizona peridot. You can tell Arizona peridot because they're not crystalline. They form like between and around rhyolite mixed in, and that's why you get those unusual shapes, just like opal and rhyolite. It fills in the other areas. Well, same kind of thing when you have peridot formed in, with, and around rhyolite. You don't get the crystalline shape. Now, I'm looking at that one right there, and that looks facet grade. But anyway, here are wonderful opportunities at this parcel for those of you that want to smash them up for this color. I don't have any other peridot that would be an opportunity that you could be worth it. This is actually, okay, so the world production of peridot, 80 to 95% comes from the San Carlos Apache Reservation. So think about that when you're wondering if the peridot you see in something is Chinese peridot. Well, most likely not. If the world production of peridot, 80 to 95% comes from the San Carlos Reservation, well, you can tell by color. Now, the Chinese material is more yellow. This is more the better stuff. The Burma is stunning. I have Burma peridot. I've sold some of those crystals. I have a couple more pieces I may sell or also cut. Okay, so anyway, here we go. The last parcel I have, only $15. Only $15. And last parcel right there. Now, I have a couple minutes left with you, and that is all. And with that, let me this is it. Here we go. Let me show you this item, and it will also touch on, well, I'll talk about it in a minute. Let me show you. Get the item number up. Item 1127923. Now, you heard in the comments at the beginning, Barbara making mention and thanking me for telling her of how to polish the faces on the Japanese Coast Garnet. This comes in a suspension box. It is one that I have polished the faces on. Look at this. Look at how big it is, for one thing. And look at that incredible copper bronze color on that face. Look at that. See that? Look at the color on that. Did you see that flash? Look at that blue. I polished the end of that on the lap, and it's not changing anything about the, look at that, the crystal. Some of these crystals have a little fill, have a little white spots on them, and just by polishing them off, you're not changing anything. Look, did you see the color on the face of that for a moment? We thought it was bronze. Oh, look at the bottom underside. But anyway, hold on, wait. I saw look at that. Did you see the blue in that? Ooh, this is why I get carried away. I just start playing with them. And when I catch something, I want to re-find it. Anyway, you saw the blue for a moment. Rewind your TV, which you can do. Look at the underside. This is what makes it also additionally amazing, is all the angles of where this crystal was attached to the matrix. You can get great color reflections from then. Look at that down in there as well. Stunning. Oh, there's the blue in that face. Anyway, too much fun. Here we go. I am offering that at exactly 7 carat. Yeah, exactly 7 carat, which is huge in the world of these, very much in demand. The mine is extinct. It is not going to ever be, people will not be allowed there. Collectors really abused it, overwhelmed the little Tenkawa village and the prefecture with rock hounds, like a gold rush to the area. It's just too much. So there, I can assure you, what is out there is out there. And I happen to control a good bit of it, believe it or not. This little old Shawn and the Japanese market so far away. And you guys are able to get items that no one else can because of that. I have this on sale. It is only $68, less than $10 a carat for that monster-sized crystal. Take advantage of it. I have one more minute, and I think with that, I am going to offer something you have not seen. 715717. This is an oldie but a goodie, and it is unique. I love this specimen. And it is, when specimens, it's all about how they present themselves. So when you have a specimen like this, blue barite and limonite, it can look wonderful or it can look icky. When you have those clean crystals like that in classic barite shape, that is just completely unique. Completely unique. And for barite, because barite is not blue, this has limonite also, and it is from the LAHSEN mine, the Lawson mine, and it is from the NADOR province, Nador province. So blue Moroccan for Morocco, blue Moroccan barite and limonite crystal cluster from the SID, sorry about that, SID, the SID Lawson mine. And really unique. And this presents itself and displays itself very well. These are barite crystals down in there also. And if you wanted to, you can extricate and clean them out from around this piece and have a bigger look. Price on this one, it is sale priced at amazing opportunity. These were really expensive when they came out. They still are. And I have got this sale priced. Out of all the specimens I've had, this is one of the most aesthetically attractive ones due to the blue like that. Only $48. Only $48 on that. You know what? Let's do this. Make it $38. Make it $38. Last item of the show special. I'll be back with the trivia. Okay. So many times I say I'm going to do something during the show and then I forget about it because I've got so many other things to do. But I did say I wanted to show you, for those of you that missed it again, because who knows when I'll bring this back once I take it back home. But this is a picture of one of the many different styles of gemstone paintings, so to speak, paintings that we used to sell. Everything from tigers to portraits of yourself. This happens to be in a broken glass picture frame that they would come in, and you can see it if I turn the angles on it. Look at the gemstones. This is amazing. So the apatites that I'll create in item 4 would be perfect blue for those. Look at the citrines or the hessonites and the yellows. The pink tourmalines from out of those parcels. The amethyst. This is just one. The green that you can, and the different greens that you can get from the peridot that are featured. The black is just where they pencil in and then fill it in from there. So this is just like a Sharpie marker that you do with Start. But like just Google gemstone paintings Vietnam and you will see, oh, great shot there. Exactly how they do it, and it's explained very well. But you can see the different colors greens you need. You need emerald. Look at it. That's an emerald green. This is a peridot green. Here's apatite blues. I have all those colors. I've been trying to tell you guys them for a long time. I'm glad I have a picture to tell a choice. Okay, okay, by the way, you can see that this is a flower basket, obviously, where this part is just outlined. Now, all this, see all this white? It is gemstones also, but it is just sand. So it's just, you can just get regular sand, or if you want to crush up your own particular color, yeah, perfect. You can see, look at this, that's even neat. There's even other little blue colors, I guess, you know, just like you could, seen from the beach. You could get sand from the beach, as a matter of fact, even that I thought about it. There are sand easily that white. Why go to and pay for it? Have a reason to go to the beach. Okay, for trivia, here we go. I am going to do, it is a 1MI. We haven't done it in a bit, and all right, so maybe you need to, there's going to be 3 different type questions. This is the first question that has 2 parts. First, what am I? All right, so tell me what these 2 are. They're both the same thing. Then the second part is, where are they from individually? So left and right. If you know what they are, then I am going to tell you the 2 countries. One could be from Australia. The other could be from Ethiopia. Or both could be from Australia, both could be from Ethiopia, or maybe neither one is from neither place. What am I? And then individually, where am I from? The one on the left. Where am I from? The one on the right. And I told you your choices. Either both are Australian, both are Ethiopian, or one is from one country and one is from the other. Which is which? Left and right, and what are they? Now, that is question one. Yeah, when we do what am I, it's a little more involved, but this is just kind of like a pop quiz, let's call it. Okay, the next number 2 question, what am I? You've seen this before. We have sold these. I have sold them. They've come from several different countries. Look at this. Amazing, beautiful crystals. And they are always kind of mostly in this color range. And look at that. You can see they are actually really, really cool when you look closer at them. But I am going to offer this piece for sale next week. But before that, what am I? And extra credit, where am I from? That would be a big extra credit. And the last one. This I have featured several times as a lesson mineral. I never discussed where it was from. All I want to know is, what am I? Look at that.
That's real?
Yes, it is. It is real. I'll tell you in a moment off camera what it is. But that's the real deal. And I'll actually tell everyone this piece is amazing because it's from North Carolina. From North Carolina. I've actually mined something similar in the same hair from Chunky Gal. Oh, too funny. I think you need to be sitting next to me, Awesome. Absolutely sitting next to me. Okay, there's your 3 questions. Good luck. All right, so I hope all of you good luck on that. I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you're grilling out. I hope you're with some family. I hope you're with some friends. I don't have much of either. But no, I do. I have Asif and Dave. Well, you have those 2. You don't need anybody else. You are my brother. That is for certain. Definitely. I would, yeah. My siblings don't watch this show, so I can say my brother Asif is closer to me than siblings of mine. And yeah, so take it for what it's worth. This guy knows more about gems and jewelry than you have any idea about. And he is really cooperative. You should have seen when I first had that picture up there, the gemstone picture. He actually came back from his booth to sharpen the picture. I mean, it looked fine to me. But after he sharpened it, I noticed and saw the difference. And I guess with HD TVs anymore, maybe that's important. But it's that what's more important is what is acceptable to him is kind of like me, is get it really right. And that's why I'm so picky about my show. That's why if I didn't feel well for the first 3 years of COVID, I wouldn't do my show if I was going to bring you a show. And what I called less than, if a show was going to be less than. I mean, I never had to say the 3rd word. That was all. I know. You know what? I have not missed a show, Asif, since December. I have not missed a show since December, which is the longest period of time. Yeah, I will be here next week. I hope you will be too. So, Asif is a perfectionist at what he does. And in doing so, you wouldn't believe how much knowledge. So when we tried to do the fluorescence earlier, it took up time, but he didn't want to produce. What he kept saying was, "You sure this masks the color?" He couldn't believe that calcite actually turned orange. So I actually showed him on the side where it did. And even in the picture, I do have to admit, he goes, "That's not exactly right. It wasn't quite as orange as it needed to be, but that was really close." We have tried to show you fluorescence for years, and the cameras and that wavelength of light is on such a far end of the spectrum. It's for whatever reason difficult to pick it up, but we got really close. And I like his determination to try to solve a camera issue, a optical issue, which is neat because, he troubleshoots just like I do. And, like that item I pulled off last week, I started a show and I saw this description wasn't quite right. Nope. not going to be good enough, bring it back to you when it is. So that's the kind of show and time and quality. And even though it takes up maybe some time from showing you other items, we want to make sure the items we show you are as best as we can give you for clarity, information, everything. And I love it. And you know what? That man is in charge of every item you see here at Gem Shopping Network, because I know a lot of you are watching this as a podcast, and but we are attached to a 26-year company, that goes 27 years now, 27-year company that goes 24/7, nonstop. If you want to see stunning, amazing jewelry and what these rough gemstones look when they're cut, polished, and set in the jewelry, watch gemshopping.com or the Gem Shopping Network, or either on TV or on, I guess, interactive on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everywhere. Your phone.
OTC.
Yeah, he knows more about that end than I do. I just know that, oddly enough, someone I hadn't, well, it was an ex-wife. All of a sudden, I get a text message. I mean, like, haven't been with her 15 years, kind of thing. I get a text message, and she's in Florida. She's remarried, and she shows me a screenshot. She couldn't believe that on her TV, out of the blue, her ex-husband pops up, and there it was on a multiple screenshots across the TV, and it was the YouTube. And for whatever reason, maybe she'd gone to see me before, and whatever cookie did, whatever. I don't know all that stuff. I told Austin when he had TV, we were talking about TV. I said, if it's not TV, I don't know what it is. Anything about it then. And yeah, if it doesn't end in I, I'm clueless. But not Austin. He is the man when it comes to bringing, when it comes to bringing you this show in all the formats you can see it in. So in this remote little podunk place in Florida, on this big screen TV, all of a sudden, this woman's ex-husband pops up on the screen, and that was kind of cool actually to know that, to see that just, I don't know, for whatever reason it happened, but it happened. And you know what it really did? And you know what? She watched the show more than she probably admits. And I'll know because I'll get a text message. Just gonna watch this right now. I think it made her jealous. Now, I'm going to say that just to see if she watches every one of my shows, which I think she's been doing. So anyway, enough of that. I just want to say that makes my point, that no matter where you are and no matter who you are, I'm coming for you. I hope you enjoyed the show. I always enjoy bringing you the show. I think it's obvious. And, I am just loving my hobby, that I have been able to scratch away a living, sometimes better than others, but still my entire life, income-wise, except for about a year stint at a fish market as a busboy. That told me right then that I would never stray from what I love to do the most. And now, it's a highlight to be able to bring and take all that knowledge and bring it to you, and all of you enjoying it. And that means a lot to me. So just know that if I leave this earth tomorrow, that all of you have been a highlight for the last 7 years in bringing you this podcast, 9 years prior doing a live show here at Gem Shopping. And it is all of you that make that possible. So I brought you the deals, and they're really only that inexpensive. If other markets saw how inexpensively I was showing the stones, they would say, why are you doing that? Well, you know why. I need some necessities. And the best way to bring to get that is to make you opportunities and deals that are so inexpensive compared to the market that you can't but help to take advantage of those deals. Now, I can tell you this, all those nice gemstones that you get a one-time viewing, they will not, if they're not sold, they will not be re-showcased. Like all those jewelry items, the tourmaline pendants, those other pieces I showed you before, you won't see them again. They're all gone. They're all gone. Also, these loose stones, this is your chance to buy quarters for nickels. And it does not represent the actual value. In other words, you, the purchaser, whoever is lucky enough to get in on the items that everybody else wants, you're buying something at such a discounted price that hang on to it, flip it to a friend for a profit, whatever you want to do with it, do it. But don't miss the opportunity to buy it. You won't regret it. So enjoy the show. Enjoy your weekend. I certainly have enjoyed bringing this to you. And with the camaraderie of the people that I work with in doing that, it makes it all the easier. We love you all. We so appreciate all of you, because if it weren't for all of you, we wouldn't be here. And we all have families, and we really appreciate all of your support. And on this Memorial Day weekend, it's a weekend to reflect, to appreciate those here with us, and to appreciate those that aren't, especially those in the armed services. God bless you all. I can't wait to bring you the next show, because we didn't get to everything I wanted to, and we didn't do a full Memorial Day sale. So expect some amazing opportunities next week. Cheers. Take care. And I really, really am very grateful for each and every one of you. Whether you're just watching and never make a purchase, it doesn't matter. Knowing you're there really makes a difference. And when I see the number of like and subscribe going up each week, that tells me that I guess I am loved too. Thank you. See you in a week.